It is almost 20 years since something incredible started. Something by the name of Monster Hunter.
Wait, seriously, did I actually used to look like that? Oh my god.
Oh yes, my fellow hunters, welcome one, welcome all, settle in, because we're gonna do some exciting thinking of thoughts today. With 20th anniversary and all it might mean and bring still firmly buzzing in the air, well, me, like I'm sure many of you, have been looking at all they showed us and trying to think deeply beneath its surface on what it might be hiding or implying or hinting or just enjoying the cool artwork, armors and monsters, or a mix of both. But one thing that has come up that I would like to weigh in on is, well, let's actually look at the origin of this idea. So we got this beautiful artwork of all the iconic flagship armors, iconic weapons representing the generations in the games through the years. But there is definitively one that stands out to be perhaps a weird choice when we get to the very end. And that is him.
Hello!
He's sporting the Great Wyvern Jawblade, my tied favourite greatsword, and he is, perhaps more importantly, wearing the Origin armour. Though back then, it was just, the starting armour of Monster Hunter 1. Why is this important, you may ask? It's perhaps just to show how far the series has come, give that kind of iconic original Hunter look to go along with how it's evolved, and it's a nice little full stop to this wonderful showcase, and yeah, I think all of those things are certainly fair and likely true. But it's not the only thing that might well be true. See, it's weird, isn't it, that they have chosen for the very first entry to go with Azure Rathalos as the choice. This is presumably representing the first Monster Hunter, and in the first Monster Hunter game, there wasn't Azure Rathalos. Now, it might well be representing Monster Hunter G, where subspecies did get introduced and was, of course, part of the first generation. But they had 3 separate first-generation games, including both the original and G separated, in the badass flagship Cavalcade. So there is clearly distinction between them and a desire to show them off separately, yet still Azure and normal Rathalos armor was chosen for the lineup, with Origin the most iconic set from Monster Hunter 1. I mean, it's on the box art of the game along with that greatsword, got taken to the end. Which is all curious in of itself, but nothing too telling in any kind of concrete, oh, it clearly means this! But one thing that has definitely now been passed around is what if? What if this is implying that the next Monster Hunter game that we will get is not actually going to be like a new Monster Hunter 6, a World 2-esque experience, but a remake of Monster Hunter 1. And this is actually something I talked about a while ago now for the 19th anniversary as an idea of something that they may do. And we'll go over the pros and cons, but another kind of little, you could call it evidence of this, is the Origin armor set used itself in the lineup. Because if you look at the little details on it, the shape of the belt, the waist armor, or a few of the plates, how it's actually finished off, while it is clearly that armor set, it's not actually identical to any of the previous versions of the Origin armor set. It is definitively a new, perhaps updated take on it, perhaps even a new model? Why would a new model be made? unless it's going to get used in an upcoming Monster Hunter 1 remake. Okay, look, no. While it is definitely thought-provoking that it is an original new take on the Origin armor set, I think perhaps a likely explanation is that it's simply art drawn with the set as reference, but in the drawing of it, it didn't get drawn one-to-one identical, because of course not. It's just a drawing of the Origin armor set for this bit of artwork with all the armors. And that might be a bit more mundane, but it seems perhaps more likely. My only caveat would be the last time we all got really kinda about something's new model in a showcase, it was a certain new Fatalis model, which then turned out to be the Fatalis model that got put in the Iceborne update. So, it has been known to happen, and history might not repeat, but it certainly may rhyme. Although, yes, the Fatalis, according to Capcom, was added to Iceborne because of our overwhelming want and positive reaction to the new Fatalis model in the anniversary video, so it could go either way. The point is, a Monster Hunter 1 remake. Whether you believe there's any chance of it happening or not, whether you want to interpret this Origin drop as a hint towards something along those lines, let's explore the idea that, it's gonna happen. Is it even a good idea? Well, first, let's take remake. Take the first generation of Monster Hunter, give it the modern look, the modern Monster Hunter mechanics, that sweet 5th gen, or I suppose 6th gen coat of paint, and call it a day. This, to me, doesn't make sense. Now, don't get me wrong, Monster Hunter 1 was wonderful. It was a magical experience. I loved every second of it. It started me on my path of love for this series, and is a big part of why I'm here today talking to you about it. It was also ungodly infuriating, packed full of the weirdest jank where the controls were a greater enemy than any of the monsters. I'm honestly blown away that he didn't die from that wake-up hit again.
How are you supposed to... This is like the third monster. And it's just beating you down so hard.
It is actually the third monster, that's the thing. Like, it is genuinely the third monster.
It's just sapping your ability to survive. Oh, Huskberry.
Oh my god.
Oh my god! I did not think that we were going to kill it.
And yet I still absolutely adore it. Huh. But you see where I'm kind of going with this. If you take Monster Hunter 1 and snazz it up in a remake, it's kind of no longer Monster Hunter 1. The Monster Hunter series doesn't lend itself to a remake type mentality, because ultimately Monster Hunter games aren't unique in the sense that works for a remake. You can give a Monster Hunter game the Final Fantasy VII treatment. You can give a Monster Hunter game the Demon Souls treatment. You can take Monster Hunter 1 and worldify it. Have the same maps, but they're open and looking lovely. Have the same monster roster, but they've got their modern day moveset looking gorgeous. Have the weapons that were in Monster Hunter 1, but with their now standard world moveset. Have Kokoto Village in a worldified way, and so on and so forth. And the thing is, that would initially be like, oh, this is so cool. But very quickly, I think you would come to realize what you actually have, which is a new Monster Hunter game that is a worse Monster Hunter game than an actual new Monster Hunter game. And the reason for that, and this is going to sound very stupid when I initially say it, but every Monster Hunter game has something in common with every other Monster Hunter game, and that is that it's Monster Hunter. Monster Hunter, more than many series you could name, is all about iterating through the years, the generations, and the games. But it's always retained that core Monster Hunteriness. The maps, the weapons, the monsters, the hunt, the crafting in the background. That remains the same, Except every now and then we get sort of unique hook mechanics like underwater or clutch claw or switch skills, and then new monsters added, new weapons added, new attacks added, new armor skills added, and so on and so forth. Meaning that older Monster Hunter games aren't exactly unique on a very central level. They're still all worth playing for their own take on Monster Hunter, and that's why it works so much to go back and experience them. Monster Hunter 4U still holds up, GU still holds up, 3 and 3U still holds up, Freedom Unite still holds up, Monster Hunter 1 maybe less holds up. Oh my god.
One more good run. Come on, get through the hole! Oh, get through the hole!
Where's the transition?
Oh, the little tiny. Where the fuck is the zone transition?
Ah! Ah!
Who the fuck decided it should be so deep in this? Why?
Oh my god!
Oh, that was so mean.
Please don't touch my weapon attack stick. Please.
Just don't stick it up.
Oh, my heart.
It's perfect. All it takes is 40 minutes of preparation and a minute of not getting smacked by a raptor.
But you get what I'm saying. The strength that Monster Hunter has, letting you revisit all the older games because that core is shared, is also a weakness when it comes to remake. Demon's Souls is unique amongst Souls games. You can't get that experience from any other Souls games because the bosses are unique, the levels are unique, the weapons, or at least a lot of them, are unique. You can't get Final Fantasy VII from any other Final Fantasy game. It is a unique story and world, etc. That's not really the case with Monster Hunter, because the things that make Monster Hunter are the weapons, the armor, and the monsters, and they carry forward always, which is why all you really gain from a Monster Hunter remake done in the same quality as world is a worse new Monster Hunter game with less stuff, less monsters, less maps, less weapons, but you get to technically experience Monster Hunter 1 without the jank in nicer graphics and smoother gameplay systems, which is neat and all, but I think it is a poor use of developer time when a full-on new Monster Hunter 6, a new generation, is going to blow it out the water, unquestioningly. So, while I do think it is neat and it would be fun and you would certainly enjoy it, I would enjoy it, I don't think it's necessarily, bottom line, a good idea. What I do, however, think might actually be a good idea is not a remake, but a remaster. And there is a distinct difference between the two. All the remaster would need to achieve is make Monster Hunter 1 playable on current consoles / put it on a PC if they were so inclined that way, and give it a few stability upgrades, smooth out a bit of the jank, give the controls a little bit of the tweak, give it a little coat of paint, increase the texture resolution, sharpen up the visuals, but past that, you're done. Essentially, all you need to achieve is, here's a easy, proper, non-emulatey, or somehow dig out your old PS2 way to play Monster Hunter 1, so you can all experience what it was like originally. That, I think, has a lot more legs to it. And that is something that I would find definitely amusing, because it means so many people could experience the pain that was trying to operate in Monster Hunter 1. Fun, awesome, happy memory pain, but pain nonetheless, and would give that this is where we started so you can appreciate where we've come feeling without, like, wasting too much effort, dev time, and resources on a full-on remake that's like a new game, but it's just Monster Hunter 1 again, that's just objectively worse than continuing Monster Hunter forward into the next actual new Monster Hunter game. Like, imagine if Monster Monster Hunter 1 just dropped on the Switch as a little anniversary bonus in a couple of months or next year at some point as part of the celebration, yeah, that would be a really neat time to be a Monster Hunter fan, to get that original experience in a properly supported and little bit of a polished up way. But I think the idea of Monster Hunter 1 but reborn in modern Monster Hunter's ways as the like main next Monster Hunter game that all the dev time over the last like 6 years has gone into, and it's like the next big deal, I think that would be a little bit sad and a little bit of a waste unless they massively expanded it, in which case obviously all bets are off. Do what you want, take Kokoto Village as the base and then just go crazy, add new monsters, a new weapon, yada yada, that's fine. And then at that point you basically just have a new Monster Hunter game with some callbacks and locations of Monster Hunter 1, which really isn't a remake at that point. But that's kind of where I'm at with it. A remake, pointless because of how Monster Hunter is. A remaster, a fun little way of letting people get that original experience, and a fitting way to celebrate the 20th anniversary, as long as it's not, you know, the only thing, and Monster Hunter 6 still is definitively brewing. Let me know what you guys think. Like if you have enjoyed this, subscribe and hit the bell for more. Consider supporting the future of the channel on Patreon down below, and until we meet again, a goodbye.
Josh, Cotton, and Hollow with the videos, dropping the humor like a hammer on your tippy toes, bringing entertainment on a daily arrangement to take our insanity and turn it into entertainment. Yes, I said entertainment twice, to reiterate that it is nice to look into your faces on a mostly daily basis when you let us in your homes to make the whole world a stage. Goodbye.